Here's a demo what I've been working on the last week. So the previous week I was working on that adding debug visuals directly in game. And the reason why I was doing that is before that I was trying to implement this web swing, Spider-Man web swing. So standard grappling hook is see I just kind of grappled to this thing, and I also have a rope style. So that's all current implementation. So what I wanted to do, you'll notice that that I also, now that I have the ability to draw graphics, that'll be a future thing. I'll actually draw the rope now, but one thing at a time. Notice that those go where I look. I want to do the opposite. For Spider-Man swinging, I want to look in a direction and have the function figure out where to place anchor points. Should you do a straight line grapple? Should you do a swing, a Tarzan swing? That sort of thing. And so it looks at, well, am I on the ground? What is my speed? What is the velocity? How vertical is my velocity? Am I going more or less straight down, or am I going out or up? Things like that. And that will dictate whether I can do a swing or whether I need to do a straight line grapple. And then once I'm in one of those functions, those sub functions, then it figures out, okay, I'm going this speed along, take the component of the velocity along the look direction. What's the speed along that look direction, and then that will kind of tell my destination point that I'm trying to go to. So I'll just do a also I push. I'm trying to say it now so that I don't. I push A and D at the same time to initiate the web swing, but I'm not suppressing. If I don't hit them in the exact same frame, then I'll kick left or right. Kind of annoying. I need to fix that. Anyway, so I'll kick that off and then turn around, and so you can see the little piece of text says from ground. That means I'm doing the ground function because it noticed that I was standing on the ground. So that dot, it's actually higher than my head, isn't it? Maybe not. Weird. Seems a little higher than my head. Um, anyway, the yellow line is look direction. The gray dots are plot points. While I'm going through the grapple phase, I plot the position. That hard yellow dot is the actual destination point. It's the square is the plane. So if I'm underneath the plane, the plane's normal is pointing that way. If I'm behind the plane, essentially, it grapples. As soon as I cross over the plane, then the grapple just shuts off. I'm in free fall mode. So, like this ground function, if I'm looking horizontal, that's one direction. Basically, just taking it times dot, so it's a cosine. So if I look straight up and do a grapple, it's much 6 instead of 18. So that was pretty much a straight. So yeah, even though I'm looking straight up, I think I'm looking straight up. You can see you're never actually looking straight up. That's the maximum sort of game limited. Um, yeah, I also, you'll notice that here acceleration starts slow and it goes. But when I look horizontal, notice that little kick. That's an artificial kick that I apply, straight up impulse. Um, oh, it stops here because I hit the ground before I hit the. Anyway, so let's do some more fun ones. Jump up in the air. So there was an underswing. And there you can see I'm looking up, I tried to do that swing, but I didn't have enough velocity. You know, so there's a good case that still needs to be debugged. Um, Based on my velocity and look direction, you can't do that. So whatever. So there was a toss up. So that was a different function where my velocity is more or less. Now, where's my start? My velocity is more or less straight down, and I'm looking out that direction. So what it does is it chooses an anchor point 90 degrees from my velocity, and then a release angle based on the angle that I'm looking. In this case, 42 degrees. So I must have been looking just slightly down. Um, See if I can find looking for the default. There we go. So default. So default is like the else case. There's a bunch of if statement. If this, if that, if that. The other thing that I'm doing, so there's my start point. Behind that start point, I draw visuals of my if statements. So it really helps. Like if I think I should have done an underswing, where's my underswing? Underswing's up. Should have done an underswing. Why didn't I do my underswing? Well, you can see that red line is the minimum angle that you can be to get into underswing mode, and the purple line is the current velocity. You can see I'm going pretty much straight, and so you can't swing when your initial velocity is horizontal because there's no all you're going to do is swing up in that case. And I do have a function called upswing somewhere. Oh, I didn't draw it yet. Yeah, I actually did. I forgot about that. So there's one more function I need to add where I call it a toss up, but not the down toss up, but the up. I forget what I call it. Anyway, doesn't matter that much. I don't know if there's anything else to this little demo video. Yep, I'll call it there. That's what I've been working on this past week.